jackass. Killing it. All right, in 3,
In 2,
in 1. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Slightly Buzzed. I believe this is episode 6.
Episode 6, can't confirm.
Hell yeah, another one in the books. 5's dropping right now as we're filming this, so that's cool. We switched it up a little bit in the last one, and I think it came out really well, dude.
Yep, we're going to keep it going. We like the setup. It's flowed well. Great conversation. All in all, good show.
It was a lot of fun. I think it kind of took us in a different route where, you know, we were just able to shoot the shit, but at the same time, like, there was a little structure to it, and I liked it.
Structure is key, honestly.
Structure's key in life, dude, and I have not had it since this quarantine has started, dude.
Oh, God. Neither have I.
Brutal.
Wake up for work, sweatpants, maybe a shirt if we're feeling it.
Yeah, it is crazy how much, like, getting in business attire to start your day actually, like, makes you feel more productive. That is such a thing.
It's crazy how a shower just really jumpstarts your day. You roll out of bed and just start working, bro. You're just like, this is bad.
That's
bad. But I am a creature of habit, so I've sucked during quarantine.
Yeah, dude, not too great myself. But anyways, I think we got a pretty exciting episode for you guys today. We're going to be going over one of my favorite things in the world. We got a little changes to the background here, and I think Kyle might be able to tell us what today's brew is going to be.
Absolutely. Today's brew, thanks to Mr. Tim Clark on the recommendation.
Woo! Shouts out Timmy.
And this is a beer that we are big fans of. This is Bell's Brewery
Huge.
Oberon Ale.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, it's such a good beer.
Since the... you want to grab that?
Yeah, we'll get them. Because you know what, dude? I got my trusty Oberon bottle opener.
Yeah,
You
dude.
need to pop some tops here.
If you can't tell by the shirts, we got some koozies over there
Got an
out
orange.
of picture.
Go ahead and shut that, Chief.
And the sign. We are huge Oberon fans.
Absolutely.
Like I said, since really I started drinking beer, this might be the first craft beer I ever tried,
Really?
to be honest. Maybe not. This is the first beer I ever bought without an ID.
Whoop.
I mean,
Oh.
after I turned 21.
Yeah, you forgot it in the car. Right?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So let me tell you guys about this beer as Bell's Brewery puts it. This is a wheat ale fermented with Bell's signature house ale yeast. It's mixed with spicy hop character and mild fruity aromas. The addition of wheat malt lends a smooth mouthfeel, making it a classic summer beer. Made with only 4 ingredients and without the use of any spices or fruit, Oberon is the color and scent of a sunny afternoon.
It is literally summer in a bottle,
Dude, it is happiness in a bottle.
For all of your viewers who have tuned into our previous episodes, you might notice that we've just been casually drinking the beers, but now we have these awesome new glasses.
We
that
do.
say Slightly Buzzed on them.
We do. Got the podcast logo on there.
I'm going to pour one out into this glass, and I'm drinking out of this glass for the duration of this podcast.
Let's do it. These glasses are courtesy of Miss Kirsten Adgate. We're very appreciative of the gift, and we appreciate your support. It's people like you that make this podcast possible.
She is the absolute bomb.com.
You're not lying there. She is the best.
Boom! Look at that. Look at just
So, my
beautiful
goodness.
color. Beautiful
It's
color.
got like a golden straw color to it. It's absolutely phenomenal.
You can't have an Oberon without an orange, though. We did kind of mess up. Forgot to buy an orange, so I guess little cutie's going to have to do it for us today, boys. Let's see.
You're a little cutie.
There's 2 cuties, yeah.
Aw, you guys are too kind.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, while he's getting that going, I'm gonna give this a little,
Give us a sniff.
How's it smell?
give that a little whiff.
Oh my gosh.
My goodness,
Wait,
it
that-
just smells, strong hints of orange, very weedy.
I'm really
the
not sure how to go
aroma
about
is
this,
just.
but I'm going to squeeze mine a little bit, get a little juice in there, drop it in.
I'm not mad at that.
Here's, we got 2?
I don't think I've ever had one with a clementine before.
I'm going to eat this part.
Yeah, dude, I was about to say the same.
Schmola. Battle
Salsa,
what?
baby. Whoa. Was
my
that
God.
one
Ready,
coming?
bud?
Yeah, hit me. Boom.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, she broke.
What a catch, bud.
Exploded. Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
So much citrus.
But yeah, so very summertime beer. I would say one of the most popular beers in Michigan, definitely.
It's a total staple of the Michigan beer scene,
and
without a doubt.
I think this was one of Bell's first flagship beers to be distributed all over the country.
Yeah.
Definitely. We were in California a couple summers ago, and we actually saw it for sale out there, which is crazy.
Making big moves. Bell's
Yeah.
Brewery.
But cheers to Oberon Day, boys.
Cheers.
Give her a sip.
Been waiting for this one.
Oh, boys.
Oh, damn.
That just
Oh,
gets
yeah,
me
it's
going.
amazing. I can't believe 4 ingredients and you get that much.
It's such a simple yet elegant brew.
No, it really is. They continually knock this out of the park. A little bit of bitterness at the very end. I believe it is brewed with some hops, and it's not overwhelming whatsoever. So like you barely can tell the bitterness is there.
Yes.
It just it's a crisp ending to the sip.
Super balanced is what it is.
Incredibly balanced.
You get
Wheat
that
ale.
that great taste up front, and then it just follows off with just like a nice smooth finish. You definitely know it's an ale. You know it's brewed with wheat, but at the same time too, it's not overwhelming.
No,
Shout out
dude,
to 4 ingredients. Simple, smooth. God, short and sweet is the way to go. I'm telling you.
So,
Nick's like self plug right there.
Short and sweet.
oh my god, beauty. How about a little bit about Bell's Brewing?
Yeah, dude, Bell's
Lay it
is,
on me.
Bell's is awesome right there, right outside of Kalamazoo. When I was living out there for a little bit, used to be able to go out and check out the brewery. I think they've got like a weird name they call it. It's like Bell's Brewery and
I have to look it up.
Boutique. It's like a
Small.
boutique store.
Drop some knowledge on us, Small.
Yeah,
What do
I
you
want to
got
say
there?
it's like Bell's Boutique or something like that.
Un momento. por favor.
But it's an awesome location right there in downtown Kazoo.
You can sit outside. They got indoor seating right there.
Yeah, they
got a
got both.
merch shop in there too.
They do, and actually, that's where I think that shirt. No, thanks to my sister and brother-in-law for getting me that
Tim
with
plugged
an
me with the
Oberon
shirt.
package.
Look how well it
Um,
fits me.
Yeah,
Not
it's
really.
my shirt, dude.
It's a little big. But
It's my shirt, dude.
I'm more of a schmedium kind of guy.
Yeah, it's a nice little large.
I'm
But
rocking a ladge.
anytime I go out to the West Side to visit family and visit friends at Western, I make sure to stop at Bell's. They have so many good beers, like so many good beers. Obviously, I think Two Hearted won like the #1 rated beer in the world a couple years ago. So that's a great
Yeah.
beer. Kalamazoo Stout they have.
Super good.
They've got that cherry pooltime or poolside ale. That's delicious.
Isn't there that lighthearted? Is that them too?
Yeah, Lighthearted, which you actually
Yeah.
tried. Might be having come for an episode soon.
Foreshadowing.
And that's a beautiful beer. I can honestly say I've never had. Oh, like Bell's Winter White. I could keep going on
Yeah.
and on. I'm sorry.
That's a
but
good call, actually. That was.
There's so many good beers they have. I can honestly say I've never had a bad Bell's beer.
No,
It's
they,
just-
they really do a good job with like their vetting process in terms of what they choose to put out. I mean, they just, like you said, man, they don't have a bad beer. Like you could come in. Go ahead. You got.
I was just curious, were you thinking of the word brew pub a minute ago? Bell's
No.
Brewery and brew pub?
No, I'll try to find it real quick.
No, it's cool. Let me keep looking.
Sure. Yeah, if you just type in like Bell's Brewery, I'm pretty sure it was Boutique Stewart.
Come on, bud. Big
Boutiques.
Kazoo guy. You got to know this stuff.
Yeah, I just remember consistently seeing it, like, and it always threw me off.
Well,
But
you're
anyway,
killing it.
back to Bell's itself.
Oh my gosh.
I think that this kind of company is the future of beer.
Yeah.
So now they are cross-country reaching from coast to coast. I bet they even do some international shipping. It wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Oh, I'm sure they do. 100%.
But at the same time, they are a craft beer, locally family-owned company that really cares about their products. But they've been able to maintain a level of consistency throughout their beers year in and year out. And that's the staple of Oberon. Because each year, it's been like slightly different. I remember.
That's the cool thing about the beer, man.
Yeah.
Like it really depends on like year to year will depend, and it even affects the alcohol content too a little bit from time to
Yeah.
time. I think they staple it at 5, 8.
Yeah, 5.8.
Yeah, but there's been years prior that it fluctuates a little bit, and I think that's kind of the beauty of it.
Yeah, the year I turned 21, the year we turned 21, I
Yeah.
thought that Bell's Oberon batch wasn't as good as the ones in the past, personally. And then they came right back the next year, and it was so good back to what it was. And it was still a delicious beer.
I was
don't
gonna
get
say,
me wrong.
not say it was bad by any means, but
Yeah,
you can definitely tell every once in a while.
I'm just laughing because I think it was the year you turned 21. I got a nice picture of you enjoying one of those cool Oberon kegs right at the apartment.
Dude, I still have Oberon.
Just
maybe
drinking
I
it
threw
right
those
off
out.
the tap.
I cleaned them out. I had like 4 or
Needs
5 of those. They're like the mini kegs.
Yeah, the mini
They have
kegs are
really
elite.
cool designs.
Cool.
Gosh, I've signed a few of those in my day.
I'll
Finish it
try
off,
for
just
you.
like put your name on it, dude. Let's be cool.
Hey, commemorate a good night, right?
100%.
Great night.
Oh
You
my
don't see
gosh, dude! Speaking of that, not to like get too far off the topic here, but I found the other day when we took our trip to California, we had this like random 6-pack that we all got, and we got hammered off of it because it was some high APV beer. And at the end of the night, we all signed it, and I found the box the other day.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's like me, you, and Rab.
Peace. Peace, Rad.
I just looked
big
at it.
business casual guy.
Just died laughing at you. I thought it was so funny.
What beer was it? Do you remember?
Oh, dude, I can't remember. It's like some California-based beer company.
Was it like
It was like a white box,
white
white
and
and red,
blue?
with a red logo,
Hmm.
I think. I don't know.
Think of something else.
But like bringing it back around here, Small, did you end up finding a little bit more on that?
I just could not. I
Oh.
wish I could have.
It's okay. Bell's Brewery, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Literally, if you're out there, west side of the state, you gotta
You make sure you go out there.
seriously.
The bar's awesome. They got a bunch of different rooms. And every year, oh, dude, we didn't even talk about like Hop Slam. That's one of their like
Oh,
most critically
dude.
acclaimed beers of all time.
Yes, Hop Slam's super
Um,
good.
But every year they generally do an Oberon Day, where you can come out. It's a big party, a bunch of Oberon, and it's a great time.
Little story here, Oberon Day. So this is back when we were still in school, getting ready to graduate. At least me, anyway. Tim's a bartender at the time.
Great time.
I come shooting down from the west side of the state, Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor. I figured I'd stop in and surprise Tim. I had an interview the next day, so I was coming home for that. Just stopped in at the bar because I knew he was working. Didn't tell him, just popped up at the bar, at the actual bar there. He looks over and he's just like, dude, let's go. So I'm sitting there and he starts feeding me Oberon after Oberon after Oberon.
So let's preface this. It is like a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I'm done with classes for the day, and it was just one of those days where we got the keg for Oberon the day before.
Yeah.
So we had just tapped it that Tuesday,
so
but
good.
nobody knew that it was being sold yet because it was advertised that Wednesday was the day it was going to pop off. And that next day, dude, we went through like 3 kegs of Oberon. It was nuts.
Like the big ones.
Yeah, the big ones at the
And,
bar.
dude, this man's just
But
feeding
so
me
I
Oberon.
knew that we had like 5 kegs. We were good to go. So I was like, all right, dude. Hubby gets a little sneak peek at 2019.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
20.
2019 Oberon. And we're supposed to sell it 16 glasses or 16 ounce glasses. Shocker. Feeding this kid 22 ounces. And like an hour later, he just looks at me. He goes, dude, this interview's going to suck tomorrow.
I couldn't drive home. I had to
Oh.
stay at his apartment. Luckily, he lived close by. But I was like,
Yeah, I live right next
boy.
door. I miss
Boy, oh boy.
bartending, dude.
Yeah,
That was such a fun job, man.
straight up, dude. That I was gonna say that interview, I nailed it. Still got the offer, but it was not my best interview ever. It was a tough scene.
Dude, I bet you plowed through
But-
like 6 or 7 22 ounces, maybe.
Dude,
8.
yeah.
You were there for a couple hours.
You know what I wanted to touch on too? It really sparked my memory. You gave me this one where it was like an Oberon mixed with Guinness.
The dark side of Oberon.
Yo, if you guys have never tried this and they have Oberon and Guinness on draft, it is an electric combination.
Yeah, so pretty much what happens is you pour the first half Oberon, let it settle till it's about this, maybe a little taller than that, and then you take the back side of a spoon and the Guinness tap and run the spout right onto that spoon, and it disperses. So it's actually like a clean cut in the middle. Half of it's Guinness, half of it's Oberon.
The
And
density
it sounds
difference.
crazy. It sounds disgusting, pretty much. It is
really.
delicious.
It's super good.
one of my favorite concoctions of all time.
Oh gosh, that makes me kind of want to find a bar once they open back up and
dude,
get
we-
one of those.
We were talking about this today. I can't wait for a happy hour.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I'm so stoked for, like, just got off work, 5 p.m. Give me a couple beers.
Like I like drinking, at the house here or whatever, wherever we may be. But like going to a bar, pulling up on a stool, and just having this nice happy hour. There's something
It's the
different.
best, dude.
It's elite. It's a good time. So Small, you've been sipping on that beer there for a minute now. How you feeling about it, bud?
I love Oberon. Oberon is a very special beer in my life because I was such a lame beer drinker for the longest time, just sticking to really basic things. And Oberon was the first beer that it helped me step away from that because it provides you fruity flavor with a balance with the bitterness, and bitterness was a turnoff for me. But now I finally understood what bitterness brings to a beer, and I have to credit Tim. Tim was the one that showed me Oberon.
Popping his
So thank
cherry
you,
over
Tim.
there?
True friend.
You know,
Look
hey,
at
I
you,
got
bro.
you. Yeah, it was funny because the first couple times we hung out in Michigan, I don't think we drank the first couple times, but within the first 6 or 7, and we had a few beers. I realized you always brought over, what was it? Were you a big Natty Light guy?
No, I was always a Corona Light.
Oh, Corona
well,
Light, that's what it was.
Cerveza.
Every single time. Dude, even your grad party, we drank a bunch of Corona
Yeah,
Light.
it's my beer.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
I remember that.
Wild.
Wild.
Nick, I found you in a little cubby hole.
I had to work at 4 a.m., dude.
I had to work at 5. It was a rough night.
Nonetheless.
Anyways, yeah, and I just remember you and me having a conversation. You're like, dude, this is actually really, really good. And I was like, yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Very good.
I think you make a good point, though. Like, it really just, if you're trying to, like, diversify your tasting preference, it's a really easy beer to transition to because it's light. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're going to get drunk if you drink it, no doubt about it. But it's light enough to the point where you can sit there and sip on it, and it's not going to be overwhelming. And the flavor's super good, but that bitter finish is going to be something that maybe you're not necessarily expecting or used to, but it's going to, like, just really add that extra
Yeah, it's
to the beer.
dynamic.
Like, it really just builds that profile.
Yeah, it's just so balanced.
Yeah,
it's
super
actually
good.
insane. But
Super good.
yeah, I think you guys can tell we love ourselves some Oberon.
Shouts out.
Yeah, dude. For my 21st birthday, my brother-in-law and sister sent me that shirt, that tin sign, a couple Oberon glasses, and a couple stickers, and maybe something else in there, and a package from Bell's Brewery, and it's awesome. I love
Not
it.
just big, but a big Oberon guy.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, man.
Nothing?
Bigger than you, dude.
Oh, not tough to beat. Come on.
Anyways,
All right, Smola.
lay it on us.
We got the Daily Buzz.
We got the Daily Buzz.
Ooh,
gents.
I'm excited.
And we're going to start off with a nice heartwarming story out of Seminole, Pennsylvania.
Heartwarming, huh?
I think so.
Okay.
Beer's
So,
heartwarming.
kind 93-year-old woman is caught in her window. She's quarantining, trying to keep safe. She's got a Coors Light bottle in one hand and a sign in the other that says, "I need more beer."
Ah,
She must be afraid of werewolves, dude.
Big
She's got
silver
bullets
bullet.
on deck.
yeah.
That was pretty good. All right. So what happened was some of her neighbors caught her, took a picture of her, posted it to social media, and it actually caught wind. Got all the way to the Coors Brewery, and they sent her a lot of beer. I gotta look and
Damn.
see exactly how much it was, but they ended up hooking her up with 150 cans of Coors. So she's set for a minute now.
Yeah,
Boys,
dude.
what do you say we go take a picture
Yeah,
from the
bro.
window with some Oberons?
Hey,
Hey,
dude,
Bells, we
I'll
send
do
us a
Coors.
truckload.
I'll take some Coors.
Yeah, Coors. I mean, whatever. Beer's beer. If somebody wants to send us a shitload of free beer, I'm all about it.
Hey, all those crap breweries out there, if you want to send us some free beer, we'll advertise on the show for you.
Who knows? Maybe it's something that you guys haven't even released yet, and you're like, let's get your preference.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
That's awesome. I think, and we touched on this, I think, back in the first podcast, we're seeing, like, random acts of kindness right now. And I think that kind of story, even though it's funny, it's a 93-year-old lady who loves beer, which...
There's nothing funny about that.
You guys ever notice that the people who live super long are the ones who have, like, those
Beasts.
habits that they say you shouldn't have?
Beast.
Like, think about it. Like, there was some guy a couple years ago. He was, like, over 100 years old. And they're like, so what's the secret to, like, living a long life? And he was like, glass of whiskey and peanuts. Straight up. I was like, all right, yeah. And she's sitting there at 93 killing Coors like it's
Yeah.
nobody's business.
But, oh, dude. No.
You know, when she walks up to the grocery store and she's got her rack of Coors, the guy, like, who's probably some kid at the register or whatever, he's just like, oh, this lady, she gets
Yeah.
after it. She knows how to party.
Yeah, but like I was saying though, it's really cool. I think these kind of acts of kindness are not unifying, might not be the right word, but uplifting. You know, we're in the troublesome era in American history. We're getting a little bit, or world history. We're getting, shouts out Coors for that. That's pretty cool.
It was very cool, though.
Was it from Coors? Do we know that, or was it from like a
It was straight
local
up from
store?
Coors. No, it was
Oh,
straight
dude,
up from
that's
Coors.
really cool then.
I thought
Hopefully
it
they
was
set
very
them cold so she can drink them immediately because you can't open a Coors if the mountains aren't blue.
True.
So, Coors, I hope you
Okay.
did it right. We appreciate the fact that you did it in the first place, but hopefully you did it right.
That was such a genius marketing move.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like having the Coors Mountains be blue.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about sending
I-
a lady the
I
beer.
I did
remember-
too with that.
okay.
Yeah.
Funny NASCAR story. I remember when the mountain started to turn blue because they had Brad Keselowski had a special car for it. It was sick.
Yeah.
It's actually like kind of, I mean, it's simple technology, but it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like,
That's badass.
I don't know. And a warm Coors isn't the greatest drink I've ever had, so you definitely want those mountains blue.
Yeah.
You know, when that first came out, you got the guys who were like super big into Budweiser, Bud Light, and then, you know, somebody's Coors fan. Everybody's got their shtick, and they like to give each other shit for what they like and what
Yeah.
they drink. And the guy with the Coors can's just like, my can turns colors now. Fuck does your can do? And they're just sitting there, it's just a pissing contest all the way through. And Coors is like, yeah, we won that one.
Oh, for sure.
And they started that not even too long ago. Like that was, and
I
definitely
think
in
you
our
might
lifetime.
be surprised on how long ago it was.
I bet it was like 2005 to 2008
Smola, I need
because
the
I
numbers on
remember having
2007.
bang.
Yeah, 2007.
you wanna
That's
know
over
why?
10 years ago.
I said 2005. Anyways,
I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause you say I'm not a big NASCAR guy, and I don't follow it like you, but I think NASCAR's pretty badass. I mean, 200 miles an hour turning left. Hell yeah, that's my shit.
I was showing you some videos.
Yeah, you were
earlier.
showing me those videos, and what was blowing my mind was seeing it from the actual, like, inside the car, seeing the other
Yeah.
cars around. They're so close. And
Yeah,
they're going
it's-
so fast.
I do think, like, since 2010, racing's gotten a lot worse, and I don't really follow it too much anymore. Especially what we're seeing in the news with it these days. Tough scene.
Shouts out Ford for bringing back the Mustang, though.
Yeah.
Frickin'
But
Taurus.
back in the day, dude, those cars were so sick, and that's before restrictor plates were really huge in racing. So they were going
Tim,
210, 212 miles an hour, bumping and banging. It wasn't very safe.
Bumping
but,
and grinding.
Yeah, trading paint. But yeah, it was so cool.
Oh my gosh, restrictor plate racing. Tim, why don't you brief our viewers on what that is, real quick?
All right, I'll make this short and sweet. Unlike the tracks they do restricted plate racing at, so usually it's for 2.5 mile super speedways. Speeds were exceeding, like I said, 210 to 212 miles an hour, and there were a couple notable deaths in the sport at these tracks. So what they did was they took the top of the carburetor off and literally just put a thin sheet of metal and then screwed it back on. And what that does is it effectively didn't allow airflow to get to the rest of the motor. So it brought while it didn't reduce horsepower or anything like, maybe it did reduce horsepower. No, I don't think it reduced horsepower. It just reduced the output of the engine itself.
Basically, just doesn't allow the engine to perform top capacity.
Yeah, so now they're going like 190 and 185 at these tracks.
Still moving.
It's moving, but you know what it can do, so it's kind of tough to go backwards.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and they did a lot of stuff. They changed the cars. You know how it's all. You know, this is a different story for a different.
You're coming into a high bank turn going up to 218 miles an hour, whatever it is, and you're just like,
Well, they say the way those cars are designed, and
the
I actually
aerodynamics
watched.
are actually absurd.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt Jr. talked about this on the Joe Rogan podcast about a year and a half ago now. Like when you go into those bankings, he was saying the car sucks you down. He was like, you cannot believe the grip that those cars have going into those banks. It's like it literally shoves you down the bottom of your seat.
Downforce tires, not to mention the actual angle of the bank. It's just like,
Yeah, pretty sick stuff. But yeah, that's restricted plate racing.
you guys need a beer?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to need a beer.
All right, well, I'm going to stand up then.
Thanks. All right, while you're cracking it, I'm going to throw out the next story here for you.
Yeah.
This one
Bring it
not
on.
is nice, but I want your take on it. This is an Ohio woman. She's 36 years old. She's currently has a 4th-degree felony for disrupting public services because after her parents shut off her cell phone service, she repeatedly called 911 to complain.
Wait. You said because her parents shut off her cell phone service?
Yeah,
And she's
36.
36.
Yeah.
What?
That's tough, dude.
I don't know.
Only in Ohio, dude.
That is
I don't
some
know.
Worst
of the,
state
know.
ever.
Oh,
that is some of the toughest
I see what you did.
information I've heard in a minute. 36 years old, you're still on your parents' cell phone bill, and
You know, I'm not even mad about that.
She probably lives at home,
makes
dude.
if it makes financial sense, like whatever, that's cool.
probably lives at home.
But first off, if you're 36 and your parents are still shut, like have the ability to shut and start your service off, like you are under their direct supervision. Be an individual. Get your own phone.
Yeah, you're
what
right, though.
do you think you do at 36 years old to get your parents to shut your phone off?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question. Did it say?
Was she breaking into the liquor cabinet or something?
Never done that before.
Oh my god. That's got to be a good backstory.
Oh, dude, I
So
must have
actually,
not
let's
been
think
a
about this for a
bartender.
minute. I didn't think about this when I found the story, but one, maybe it does make financial sense for them to all be on the same plan, and maybe she's paying her own bill, and the parents overstepped the line. Like she's paying for her portion of it, and then they took control and shut it off. But at the same time, it says that she felt that it was an actual problem that this happened, and I was just trying to think about it a little bit. What about like work or anything that might be related to, like she needs the phone for these
That's fair, but why did it happen?
Why do you have to
we
call
know
911?
why?
I don't know. I just would like to hear her side of the story.
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah,
All right,
My dad's-
that's true. That's pretty
My
good.
dad's a dick.
Yeah,
This
talk to
was
your parents.
during the pandemic.
This was, I'll get the exact date for you. This was back in February. On February 20th, the story came out. So it was during the pandemic.
We weren't on lockdown yet, though. Late
We weren't,
February.
but we were definitely moving.
We were
towards
on the verge. Yeah, no, you can't call 911. That's some stuff you gotta figure.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a 36-year-old adult.
I need a
figure
police
it out
officer
yourself.
to tase my father in the face.
Do I believe that you said a 4th-degree felony?
it. Yeah, because disrupting public services, you can't keep
I
calling police.
get it, but
That's crazy that you can. Well, I get that there's repercussions of that, but that's
a
wild. Because
4th-degree felony
Have you
seems
guys-
a bit excessive.
you guys ever had your phone accidentally dial 911 before? Bro,
It
I'm
happened to
not
you
gonna
in the
lie.
last podcast.
Dude, yeah, it
That's
happened
why I
last
said it.
podcast, and not too long ago. It was like last summer, the summer before. I was at a car show or something. It was like 100 degrees outside. I was walking around. My phone was in my pocket, and I can only imagine that because like I don't know, like your phone screen reacts to like warmth, right? It just like opened up and like dialed 911. It dialed 911 5 times while I was at this car show. Dude, literally, I pulled my phone out to check it just to see what time it was, and I had missed calls from like 911. And I was like, oh my God.
Damn.
So I called it back,
I'm
and
sorry.
they were like, we've received multiple phone calls from you, and you have not answered a single one. Are you okay? And I was like, I promise I'm okay. Like, please do not send a unit or anything. They were like, they freaked out, and I just hung up. I was
fair.
like, they started yelling at me. And I
That's a
just went,
4th-degree
Yeah,
felony,
dude,
dude.
technically it could be. You know what it probably was though? It's those tight ass jeans you're wearing.
No, in the summertime, bro.
You wear
would
tight-ass jeans in the summertime.
I was wearing shorts. Now they might have been a little slim fitting, but you know.
Nick's like, they were skinny jeans that cut off at the knees.
Oh my god.
You can't wear skinny jeans like
You have, you have pairs like that.
not wear. I do. I was wearing shorts, man. It was actually supposed to be. It was. You know what it was? It was Concours d'Elegance. Okay, so you have to wear certain attire. You're supposed to anyway. So I was looking for. I was looking the part, man. Pretty sure I had like boat shoes on, exposing my feeble calves.
That's fair. I apologize. I have to pee really bad.
Like some baby blue shorts.
That's okay.
I'll be right back. You guys keep this thing going, though.
No problem. All right, Nick. We're gonna move on to my last story, and this is only because of the state that we're currently in with the coronavirus. In Florida, hundreds of people are flocking to Florida beaches, despite the fact that the death toll hits 726. Now, the governor did open the beaches, so they are not going against the state ruling, but they felt that the beaches could be wide enough that people could still social distance and they could actually enjoy the weather, enjoy the activities.
Do I think it's like the best idea? No. Do I think that you can make a strong case for how you can make it a justifiable, I guess, activity for people to do? Yeah. As long as you have like the correct personnel on site to like make that, you know, make that stick, like making sure that people are staying, you know, the 6 to 8 feet apart, whatever, making sure nobody's like getting too close and eliminating, you know, gatherings of groups over 10 people. I think, yeah, like there's some potential for it. I'm not going to lie. Like if I had the option to go to a beach right now, I'd definitely do it. Like that'd be sweet. Probably just go hang out, get away, get out of the house, get some fresh air, man. Because let's be honest, like we're in Michigan, and apparently physical activity outside is not allowed right now, from what I've heard.
No, our rules are weird.
So that right there, particularly in my opinion, is a bunch of horse shit. So if the Floridians, I believe is how you say it, are able to go to the beach and maintain a social distance and just do the damn thing, hell yeah, why not? Pack a cooler, put some beers in it, maybe some Oberons if you have them down there,
So here's
and
the
go
thing.
chill
So
out
here's
the
the thing.
beach.
So I'm a little confused by this. You can't sunbathe.
What do you mean?
You're not allowed to. That's not allowed. So as the beaches are patrolled, you're not allowed to sunbathe. You can walk, run, walk your dog, surf out in the ocean. You can't pack a cooler. and you can't bring a grill, you can't bring beach chairs or towels or blankets. So it feels like they want to keep you moving.
So they're like, you're either in the water or you're jogging along the beach or you're not here at all.
I guess.
You know how hard it is to run in sand? I just fall over a few times and lay there.
We're talking about Florida right
just
now.
To sunbathe
Florida
or lay in
opened
the sun a little bit.
Yeah, dude, it's stupid. So
Jacksonville.
stupid.
Okay, can somebody please check my geographical, I guess, knowledge? Where is Jacksonville? Is it in the northern part?
I thought it was on the southern.
Like middle?
Like is it on the Gulf side?
Let's find out. I think
Gosh.
it is north part of the state.
Yeah.
Kind of near the border. I don't know the
By
exact
the Panhandle?
It is. If there was a panhandle that
Dude,
was alive,
Panhandle, Florida.
it is
Yeah, it's on the Gulf,
right
right?
side near the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh,
Was
it's
it-
on the other side?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, those are some interesting people over there, man. The Panhandle area of Florida. Oh boy. I promise you, when you Google, so there was a big shtick there for a while where people were Googling like your birthday or whatever, just like
Florida
shit that was
man.
going down in Florida. Yeah, I'm like not even kidding. A few of those, I should say more than a few, a vast majority of those news, like, I guess letters or news stories take
Yeah.
place in the northern part of Florida because those people
Oh,
are
yeah.
just absolute bonkers, dude.
Dude, I believe it.
They're just
You
like
know-
bath salts and meth.
Dude, you're,
Oh,
Jesus
Jesus! Not everybody
Christ.
down there. Oh my gosh!
Do you
They're such a
remember-
sweet big
It might be
state.
so stereotypical, but I'm gonna play into it.
I mean, it was like a Bugs Bunny cartoon from the 70s. I've seen that on Twitter before, of them like cutting off the state of Florida and pushing it into the ocean.
Bro,
They
Florida's-
knew back then.
Florida is one of those states, man. It's just like you got a bunch of snowbirds and
Old
cocaine
Oh
and
my gosh!
Old people.
snowbirds.
Oh, yeah, dude, Jesus.
And I mean, it's just god, such a conglomerate of people down there. Oh my god.
I like Florida a lot. I spent
I
a
like
lot
Florida
of time
too.
in
It's a
Tampa.
good
Oh, yeah,
place to
we've
go
had
visit.
fun. The only time I've ever been, I had a good time.
So,
Yeah.
gents, that just about wraps up Daily Buzz. Let's move ahead into what pops your top, gentlemen.
Oh.
Nick, I'll let you go first on this one.
You want to know what pops my top 10? I'm going to take a different route. If you guys watched the last episode, I brought up a topic that I thought I know. It made me a little bit upset, per se. But I want to take a different route on this one. I want to talk about a positive, because I'm all about the energy. I'm all about the Oberon vibe, which is just warm and fuzzy and nice. So what pops my top in the best way possible? Earlier, the boys and I were making a few trips. We had to go run some errands, and today is Saturday, April 18th, and it was a gorgeous day outside.
Beautiful.
So-
Top notch.
Yeah, we were rolling around, and we were jamming to some tunes with the windows down, just cruising around, kind of just doing whatever we had to do, and I absolutely love that. Like, when it's a nice day outside, and you can just hop in the car, put on some of your favorite music, and just drive around, especially when you got your boys with you, or your friends, maybe your girls, you got your posse, whatever it may be. Like, that shit that's awesome to me. Like, I love doing that. To kill time right now, especially in quarantine, like, I go cruise around by myself all the time because it's a good time. And then you sprinkle the boys in there. Oh, yeah.
Dude, I think that's something that's deeply ingrained in us. We've been doing that for as long as we could drive.
Yeah.
Especially with the Jeep, dude. We used to go for hours.
Bro,
Pop the
literally,
top off, listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers, and just go.
we are just super good at getting in the car and going somewhere. We're just driving around with no destination.
Chasing sunsets, baby.
Literally chasing sunsets. Yes. Because you get off work, just like, hey, bro, you want to go hang out? Like, yeah, for sure. What do you want to do? Like, I don't know, let's go drive around. Like, that's
Find
literally
something
it.
to do.
Yeah.
It's a good time, man.
It's. I think there's something about driving that's very peaceful too.
It's-
Especially in the back country where we would drive around with the Jeep. It's just mind clearing, very tranquil, peaceful,
There's a
surrounded
sense
by
of freedom
nature.
about it too.
Yeah.
Like, you're just out and about. You can literally go anywhere you want for the most part, and just drive. Like, you don't have to have a place to go. Just go check out maybe some areas that you haven't been around yet, or just whatever.
This is probably incredibly selfish and pivoting a little bit, but that's like the one reason why I'm not huge on self-driving cars. Is just because I don't know if you'll ever completely lose the ability to drive your car by yourself, like, whatever. But I think I would miss the ability to just go for a cruise,
I would.
I doubt even maybe in our lifetime we would ever have 100% everyone on the road is mandated to have autonomous vehicles. But it's one of those
Yeah.
things where, like, I would miss that so much.
I just enjoy it, man. Like, driving personally is one of my favorite activities.
Oh yeah, it's
Get in
awesome.
the car and go, man. It's a good time.
Kyle,
But-
you drive around a lot back in the day, or right now?
I did a lot when I was younger. I always liked going out kind of late night in the dark. I don't know what it was about that, but I just enjoyed throwing some tunes on, hitting the roads.
In the dark.
When you're young, though, it also is just a new thing for you, so it makes it that much better.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, I'm gonna be all rebellious to go drive around in the dark.
Nothing
I like
was
that.
better than when you're 16. You're like, I'm gonna go for a cruise. You get outside your car, check the gas tank, realize you have to pay for gas, and you don't have a job, and you're like,
Maybe I'm not going for such a long cruise.
I'll go around the block and then sit in it for
I'm
like
going
half
to get a
hour.
Slurpee and then I'm coming back home.
Oh, dude, Slurpee
Oh,
runs were
gosh.
such a thing.
Dude, yeah, stop by a speedway, get a slushie, go drive around for another 45, 50 minutes, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Just chili peppers on 10,
yeah.
Slurpees on deck.
Living the dream, baby.
Yes, no, that's a good time. But yeah, no, that's kind of one of those things, especially as we're getting into spring, summer. Like, I really enjoy doing that, being able to put the windows down and just cruise along, listen to some tunes.
You just catch a vibe, man.
Oh, God, it just gets you feeling good. If you're in a bad mood, it'll whip that around real quick.
Even with the boys, like, it's not something you have to have discussion with. It's You're just enjoying each other's presence, and you're just going for a cruise, and everyone's kind of thinking their own thing, doing their own thing, but you're all right there in that moment. It's phenomenal. It's something beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, well, think about all the drive up north. Awesome. Not gonna lie. You
Oh,
think it'd be
yeah,
like
dude.
a 3-hour car ride?
Dude,
all that
road
sucks?
trips are
No.
heavily underrated.
Very
I
cool.
love road trips.
Super cool. Everybody's like, let's hop on a plane. I'm like, screw that. It's 5 hours, 6 hours away. Let's hop in a car and just go.
Crammed in. Next
No,
to
it's
people.
that's the thing. Like, if you're crammed, yeah, road
Oh.
trips suck. But if you just got
Like
like
you're talking about
2,
planes?
3,
Planes.
Yeah.
I mean, a car definitely comfortably sits 4 people at any given moment
I
for
feel-
the most part.
I feel like a 4-person road trip's ideal.
Yeah, dude, just get a
4 or
squad
2.
together.
4-2.
Yeah,
4 or 2, yeah.
who knows? Maybe just going down for a long weekend. Like, hop in the car and go. Like, don't spend a couple $100 on a plane ticket to go somewhere.
You know what's underrated is, like, games you play on road trips.
Yeah.
Like, who can spot the most license plates
Yeah.
from different states and stuff? Slug bug.
Bro, that's so
Nothing
awesome.
beats slug bug.
dude, no.
Bam!
My shoulder doesn't like slug bug.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Slug bug sucked as a kid. There was always that one friend who's like, slug bug, bah!
Yeah.
I
was
can
that
personally say that road trip games were never a big part of any road trip I was ever on.
friend. That's
I
not
missed
true. We drove down to Florida for spring break and we played road trip games.
Bro, you were like dead that entire drive.
Yeah, it's
All I heard was, my knees hurt so bad.
Dude, I was like 2-3 months off of major reconstructive knee surgery,
He's not wrong.
and I was crammed in a back seat. I haven't grown since then, so I'm 6'3", 200, like stuck in the back seat, and my knees were just like, the whole time.
See, so there are instances where a road trip might suck.
But it was definitely worth it. That was a great trip.
I think a road trip to Florida is definitely pushing it. But
It's
a road
fun.
trip, maybe
Long-
like Kentucky, Tennessee, totally doable.
Longest road trip you guys made?
He's gonna be like, oh, I'm the real California kid, bro.
He probably did drive that. Well, I drove to Colorado with my friends, and it took us 24, even though you can do it in 18 to 20. But we
Yeah.
ran into a huge snowstorm. I was in the passenger seat with my buddy Ethan. He's driving, and he's just kind of chilling there like this, and I'm kind of passing out, because it had been a very long time. Next thing you know, we see this truck in front of us start fishtailing. We're like, oh my gosh, look at that. Just, whoa! And our car just starts going to the side, too. Everyone in the car's up, awake, ready to go.
Full black ice action.
It was bad. It made us
That's
slow down.
tough, dude.
We had to slow down big time.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I did make the drive from California to Michigan several times. But when we were in Colorado,
Funny that you say that.
What?
You know what brought it up. What's your
No,
furthest
he's going to
road
say
trip?
Colorado. He's coming
Oh,
back.
you're bringing
no,
it
California's definitely the farthest road trip.
Yeah.
You
but-
bring it back to Colorado.
Yeah, in Colorado, we got caught in a really bad snowstorm too.
Really?
Right when we were passing the Denver Broncos Mile High Stadium. You could see it up there to the left,
Sweet.
Yep.
but it was petrifying because you're in the Rockies, dude. And you're like,
I think driving through Colorado was freaking awesome.
and the other thing is all the trucks it was just trucks on the road, tractor trailer semis. Like
Yeah.
that was it, and they were going up and down these huge. No bueno.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've never driven out anywhere past like Wisconsin.
Well,
Florida was-
We'll take you.
Never driven anywhere west of
We'll
that.
take you west, bud. It's very pretty over
Yeah,
there.
I've always just gone straight down. Like I got family in Kentucky, so I've made that drive a few times and done the Florida drive. I've done the drive down to, well, I guess Florida and Georgia are the same shit, same drive. But yeah, no, anywhere out west I've always flown. So I guess maybe I'm a little bit hypocritical on my previous statement.
Oh my
but
gosh.
driving to Arizona would suck, dude. That'd be so long.
Yeah. The best state to drive through, in my opinion, was Utah. Utah was
Oh, it's unreal.
gorgeous,
Yeah,
insane.
dude, it probably is.
But the worst state, Nebraska, bar none.
There's nothing
Nebraska
there.
is
There's
literally
nothing.
9 hours straight of cornfields.
What about the Dakotas?
We don't
We didn't get
necessarily
that
have
north.
to go up to go past those.
Well, that's
states.
fair, but I feel like the Dakotas would suck to drive through too.
Nah, I think the Dakotas would be way more pretty than Nebraska because Dakota have landscape, like they have some terrain, they have mountains up there.
North Dakota for sure. South Dakota.
South
I think
Dakota
is
has the
pretty
Black
flat.
Hills.
Yeah, that's like one section of it.
Can you look up South Dakota's terrain for us? But no, it's got to be pretty.
I remember talking to somebody, dude, and they were like, "Yeah, we went to the Dakotas for a vacation,"
Eh,
and they were literally like, "It was
I mean,
terrible."
it is a Great Plains state, so that makes it.
It looks, I don't know the right way to describe it, but it kind of looks like you would expect out west with some red rock structures.
Yeah, I thought
There's
it was
certainly
pretty.
some mountains.
Yeah, Nebraska.
who knows?
Nebraska, nothing.
So it's like
dude,
Ohio.
it's
Absolutely,
nothing.
no, not even close. It is. Ohio's the worst state in the world. Nebraska's even worse.
Nebraska, the only thing you see is every 2 miles there's a little gas station called Come and Go, which is KUM.
Yep,
They played it safe.
bold move.
Yeah,
What's a
that
bold
was
strategy, Kyle?
super bold.
Bold move on the name or bold move on the.
The name.
The
but
name.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw that and went, wow, I cannot believe that that's still around.
Yeah.
But they're
Nebraska
big.
was trash, but yeah, dude, Utah was sick. It's just gorgeous, absolutely awesome.
You guys ever seen those? Speaking of like restaurants, going through like Illinois, those Oasis things that sit above the highways.
Yeah, on the turnpikes.
Bro,
I haven't.
literally, I had no idea that those were a real thing. Driving through that a couple years ago, I was like, "What is that above the highway?" And I
It's
was
just like a kiosk thing.
I made the person who's driving pull off at one of the next exits just so we could go inside and check one out. I was like, I need to know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just have a. It's like a food court on one side, a gas station on the other. There's a bridge that usually connects both sides of the highways.
Yeah. I thought I was pretty in tune with the Midwest, but like that blew my mind.
Yeah, dude, I've seen
I was like, what?
drive on my drive to Wisconsin a couple times. Stopped at those all the time.
Dude, yeah.
On our way to
they're clutch.
Pittsburgh, we stopped at it.
They
a
got
couple
everything
times
in
too.
there. It's like a small mall.
Nice.
True.
That was tough to say, I'm not gonna lie. Small mall.
I got it. All right,
Uh,
Tim, I gotta know what pops your top now, sir.
Tell us, buddy.
Well, Pop's my top. This is an interesting one today, and I didn't really know what I was going to say going into this episode, but I'm thinking the carnivore diet. Carnivore diet pops my top in a very good way. So 2.5 months ago, from like a month and a half ago, from February 15th to March 15th, I did strict carnivore diet. I had 4 cheat meals that whole month, and
It was like
I
no carbs. Gets hammered. Where's the pizza?
yeah, literally. It was during like events that I needed to have some sustenance in me, or else the next day would have sucked. It was awesome, not gonna lie. Didn't have really any negative side effects. I dropped 20 pounds in that month, which was really cool. And didn't really lose any muscle mass or anything like that, so that was awesome. But in the month and a half since, granted, the gyms have been closed, not a cop-out, haven't been doing great since quarantine started. Pretty much put most of that back on, which sucks, definitely. But I think going forward, I think I'm going to do carnivore again, probably starting sometime next week for another month. And then I think I'm going to go from carnivore, jump on keto for a while, maybe have a couple. But I think the thing that pops my top about it was insane how eye-opening what we put in our bodies is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like,
A lot of
The-
processed foods.
the
Fuck
stuff
your
we
day
take
up.
for granted, just regular cereal. Cereal's terrible for you in most
Yeah.
cases. Like,
Don't realize it.
yeah, it's probably consumed by 2/3 of America on a daily basis or something
I
like
can't
that.
tell you the last time I had cereal. It's probably it's probably been years, honestly.
Good
Cereal's
for you.
awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love a good bowl of cereal, and I love carbs, and I love veggies and all that. But the carnivore diet, it was really good. My energy levels were crazy. I
Consistent,
would
right?
wake up. I wouldn't even need coffee, and if anyone knows me, I generally need my coffee. It was insane. Like, there's no insulin spikes. Like, literally all day through. Woke up, good to go all day, no crashes. And when it was time for bed, my body was like, all right, it's good to go to bed. Fell asleep really easily. So I think in this next month I'm going to do that outside of the beers we drink on this show. And I'll keep you guys maybe a little update on how that goes. Like I said, I've been through it once, so I pretty much know what to expect. But yeah, I don't know. You guys ever think about doing something? I know you went keto for a
I
while.
went keto. Keto, I felt amazing. I'm not gonna lie. When I did it, you're right about the energy levels. It's just all day. You feel straight. You can eat. You never feel bloated or full. You can eat like all the calories that you need for the day. I was getting good protein. I was getting a lot of energy from my fats. I like to work out. My workouts, I will admit, suffered a little bit in terms of strength, but my ability to continue through the workout,
Yeah.
not a problem.
Did that just hit you in like the first week where you thought your strength was down?
No,
And
I
then
definitely, when I was losing weight, I definitely started losing some muscle mass, but I lost a lot of fat. Like,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
I think maybe it's just because I don't know. I pretty much put on like a decent amount of fat over the past year.
I think
But-
when you guys bring up like you maintained your energy level really well and like you were feeling really good, I think that like obviously the diet definitely plays a factor in that. You guys were eating well and being like very strict to what you were intentionally trying to do. I think just like having that mindset with just any kind of diet really helps you. Like once you get used to it, your body just adjusts to it, and you're not.
I don't think science
What you
backs
said
that
about
up.
insulin is a really big deal.
No, I'm obviously if you're eating like shitty foods throughout the day, that's a part of your diet. I'm talking about like if you're like really focusing on. I keep doing that. If you're focusing on like trying to eat like decent foods, but you're not trying to hit any specific diet per se, just trying to eat clean and do the thing. I think your body definitely reacts to all sorts of dietary changes in similar ways. So like once you adjust to it and you're eating the right things that you should be eating, your energy levels will finally stabilize. You'll probably see reduction in weight loss if you're trying to lose weight.
Okay.
I think all these things definitely
Yeah, because
coincide.
you've never been a big like strict diet kind of guy.
I am a big believer in just trying to eat clean, get your daily protein in, have carbs when you need carbs, because I think that a carb fueled workout is unlike anything else. Because one, I don't know about any like when you're working out, it's nice to see the veins pop. So if you're loaded up on carbs and you get in there and you're getting after it and you are just vascular, like yeah, it's awesome. It's a great time, and you have the energy, you have the strength, and you just bust it out, and then it just feels so good.
I get what you're saying. There's something beautiful about like a carved up workout, but
Yeah.
like I said, I guess it's also I think different diets work for different people's or
I was
different
gonna
people.
say.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I have done when I was like 3 years ago lifting like a lot. I was doing like 4,000 calories a day, a bunch of carbs,
Yeah.
a bunch of protein, and a bunch of fat. And it was pretty healthy. Like everything I took in was still good quality food or protein shake, whatever it was. And I saw good results for that. I was definitely able to put on mass a lot quicker. But I think I've felt much better doing the low carb to no carb option.
Yeah.
And most days I was going complete no carb. Because I know keto does call, like you're allowed, what, like 60 grams?
Not even. I think I was running
50?
30 grams a day max, and I usually didn't even hit that.
Of
Yeah.
carbs.
So on this
That's not a
carnivore
lot.
diet, which I don't think I even explained, it's literally just meat, eggs, fish, chicken.
High protein diet.
And some people want to say dairy's okay. A lot of people are proponents of milk, cheese. I did have cheese about 2 to 3 times a week just to kind of switch it up. But I was eating probably like 48 eggs a week, and which is crazy. But you think about like it was nuts. I was only having 2 meals a day. I would have like 6 eggs for breakfast, 6 eggs for dinner, and I would have a bunch of bacon with breakfast and have a steak or Italian sausage or something like that. It only came out to like 7 carbs a day.
So like eating like that, like obviously it worked for you, lost a lot of weight and you felt really good, which is awesome. Like that's
Yeah.
great. But my question is like eating like that, what is the long term effects like with cholesterol? Like I understand like not all cholesterol is bad, but eventually like your body just gets in excess of it, and I feel like it's not all great.
So I just would say that there's so many papers that are so specific to very specific molecules they want to test. It's so difficult to really draw any conclusions when you have different people with different foods in their diet.
Yeah.
You're trying to test. You don't know exactly what you should be
I'm sure
testing
your
for.
genetics
It
play a
makes it really
factor.
difficult to actually get a clear answer.
Yeah, I mean, long story short, I think that the carnivore diet worked phenomenally for me. And I think if anyone's really interested in trying it, they should do their research first and talk to their doctor about it. If anyone is really interested in it, I would look up Dr. Sean Baker He's got a lot of like lectures on YouTube about it. I guess he's been carnivore for 10 years. If anyone has autoimmune diseases, apparently it's been phenomenal for those people. Most notably, Jordan Peterson and his daughter both use it, and they said it's essentially fixed their autoimmune diseases.
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's really cool, and I think I'm about to do it again. So I'll keep you guys updated, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out. But yeah, that's what popped my top, dude.
Well, bud, I think you brought up a lot of good points.
Yeah.
Diet's key. You got to be taking care of yourself in any way you can. So I think, yeah, you brought up a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
So
no,
trying to lose weight, trying
it's
to,
cool.
if you're into that stuff, maybe check out the, what was his name again? Doctor Who?
Dr. Sean Baker.
There you go.
Yeah, he's got a couple long form podcasts where he really dives into all of it.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
The more you know, food for thought, literally.
That's funny. All right, Jazz. I'm about finished with my second beer here, so I'm
Yeah,
going to go
dude.
ahead
Oh,
and
have
call
one.
for last call here in the Slightly Buzz studio.
You just called last call on us, dude? We only had 2 beers.
Getting late.
Can we hang out
Lame.
after we get our last drink, dude?
All right, so last call. One thing that we didn't touch on that I do want to touch on that I think is really, it affects all of us. It relates to our daily lives. Is with the whole quarantine thing in Michigan right now. Tim, you're a proud boat owner.
I
okay?
do have a boat, yes.
This
is
man
true.
owns a boat. Right now, you are not allowed to use your goddamn boat.
Whoa.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's so stupid to
No.
me.
So there is, as a complete aside, buying a boat was the best and worst decision I've ever made in my entire life. It is
Break out another 1,000. You
Yeah.
know what it stands for.
it is a complete and total money pit, but it is worth it. It is when I find the most peace out on the water.
Beautiful day to go swing some algae.
I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world. And it was a little older boat. It's from the mid-'70s. Had to fix it up to get it going. That was a lot of fun. Learned a lot about boats as well. But regarding the current state of boating, I understand it. Like, I get it. But I don't get why, if you're social distancing, you're not doing anything within... I guess the only
You
thing
can go
is...
to a dispensary and buy weed right now, but you can't go use your boat.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Even if it's just you. Like,
I
I
don't-
understand that they don't want people like congregating on small spaces, so boats aren't ideal for that. But if
you're
you're
by
trying to go
yourself.
out and fish,
I
you
thought
can't
were
do that.
I thought you were still allowed to fish in local residential places.
So they were allowing it for a minute, and the DNR was basically checking IDs at all docks, and they were. So if you were there with another person, they check your ID, and if you did not have the same address on both IDs, they would not let you on the water. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, now you cannot be out on the water at all, not even on a jet ski. An
Yeah.
isolated unit where it's just you.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on how this virus moves around because I really don't know. I guess the only thing is if it can be transmitted by water, because I know the first thing they did was they closed off all international shipping waters, and they closed down Ohio waters and Michigan waters in the Great Lakes
Yeah.
for
Which makes
non-essential stuff. Which makes sense, and that's, I mean, I keep
Because
my
cargo
boat.
ships carry a lot of people.
Yeah, and they carry stuff from all over the world.
Exactly.
But do I see the harm in someone going out by themselves and doing some fishing? Like my dad's got a 12-foot aluminum rowboat with
Yeah.
a little 54 Johnson on
Oh.
the back.
Actually, I should say there's a disclaimer on this. From what I've heard, you can go out in a rowboat or a kayak.
See, what's the difference?
Dude, welcome to Michigan.
Like,
I-
from what I've heard. Now, if people are out there, and I am entirely wrong on this, please feel free to drop a comment telling me I'm a dumbass. Won't be the first time. I promise you it won't be the last. But, nonetheless, from the information I've been fed, this is real.
I don't know. I also think so. My libertarian beliefs kind of mess with me during this whole quarantine period because I totally get the idea that we should do our best to make sure this virus goes away as fast as possible. But do I think a couple people going out on their boats really going to do anything
No.
by themselves? Probably not. And I might be ignorant in saying that, 100%. But if this continues into like late summer and for some reason boats still aren't allowed, then yeah, dude, that would suck.
And then, like, piggybacking off it, a lot of Michiganders have second homes. Can't go to that second home right now. Like, you cannot go. Like, if you have a cottage up north, technically you're not allowed to go to that living area. Like, you are...
What?
People are being told that it's not allowed. Blah, blah, blah. Now, there are certain counties that aren't necessarily abiding by it, but a lot of them are. But you're technically not allowed to go to your second home right now.
See, that's where I'll draw the line there. I don't care if this is controversial or not. If you own property, you're entitled to that property.
Yeah.
If you are taking the right precautions, going from one property to another, not leaving your car, or whatever. But like you said, how come you can go and buy recreational? Medical is a completely different story. But in Ann Arbor, where I currently reside, there is a dispensary probably 100 feet from my front door. And people are still lined up outside.
For real.
And I would put money on, because it still says recreational is allowed right now.
Yeah.
If you can do that, and you can go to the liquor store to buy booze, how come you can't go to your second home?
Telling you. Things I don't understand that I wish I did, because there's got to be some justifiable reasoning behind it that makes sense to a lot of people. But for me, maybe I'm just not seeing the picture, because that just sounds absolutely dumb.
Kyle, you see anything on this?
So what I'm finding, I know what Hubby's talking about is from the Louder with Crowder episode. What I have found is, first and foremost, it doesn't appear that COVID can be transmitted through water. Oh, that's just from, let me cite this really quick. That's from the CDC.gov. I found a Detroit News article which is suggesting that you can boat as long as, like he said, you're with people from your own household. You cannot boat with others from not in your household.
But see, that's...
I'm not finding a distinction between, powered boats and non-powered boats.
Okay, so that's very odd to me, though, because we've been quarantining together at the same place, but it's not like we have the same thing on our driver's license. I haven't been to my parents' house at all during quarantine.
Right.
But I could go grab them, even though we've got complete different situations over the past month, and go boating with them.
Right
yeah,
now.
but I mean, if you're gonna do that, and that's not at you, you're kind of missing the point. They're trying to find the right way to write a law where it keeps people in. So people, what they do, they try to find a way around it. But
Sure. Yeah,
Right.
you think,
I mean, like I said,
what happened if all three of us tried to go out boating and they were like, nah, you guys don't have the same address? And I'd be like, well, actually, he's my neighbor, and this guy lives with me right now, even though he doesn't.
They
But
would
like,
definitely
just
say
saying.
I've spent more nights here in the past month than I have my own apartment.
Yeah, so like,
It's not even
I mean,
close.
how do they know we're not roommates though? Like, think about it. Did you change
Yeah,
your
there's
address
no, dude.
when you went to college?
Alright,
Because
boys.
technically, after 6 months, you're supposed to change your address
Yeah.
legally.
this is from the Michigan United Conservation Clubs.org. On the 10th of April, Governor Whitmer extended her order on the
Social
waterway.
distancing.
Oh, on the
to
waterway?
No,
30th.
so the waterway, she said no motorized boats. And I would bet you what happened was people were going out on the boats, having a good time, and she was like, all right, no more boats.
The thing is, it's not even warm enough. It was snowing 2 days ago.
I know, but it was warm like a week ago.
Also, yeah, fuck that. It snowed 2 days ago. What the hell?
Yeah, that sucked.
Not to segue that hard, but like, what the hell?
I love snow. I
No.
love winter. I'm over it now.
I'm over it.
April 15th should not be snowing.
I was over it. I was over it December 26th,
No.
and there wasn't even snow on the ground December 26th.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. But
That's so weird. Yeah, motorboats, jet skis,
Yeah,
rowboats.
yeah. You can be on a rowboat. You can be on a kayak. You guys want to go kayaking?
Oh my god.
no. Maybe. That's
Come
what
on, dude. It's probably a great back workout.
Boys, I'm out of beer.
Me too. Just kidding. I'm almost out of beer, but getting down to the wire here. So for last call, that was the one thing that I did really want to bring up because I thought it was stupid, and I hope to get some of your opinions in the comments. Like I said,
Free Tim's boat.
yeah, if we're free
Hashtag.
Tim's boat, at least by June, bro.
Yeah, if
And
it's
then-
like consistently 80 degrees and I can't go boat, we're going to have
Free
issues.
Tim's boat for the boys.
We're gonna start. Yeah, we're gonna
You guys are like, hey, you guys should free Tim's boat.
go fund me for free Tim's boat. Maybe just pay for
Just-
gas also.
Yeah, it's like GoFundMe for Tim's gas bill. Dude, it costs like $250 plus to fill that thing up.
She is
Bro.
a heifer. But
Jeez.
Oh my
nonetheless,
God.
just wanted to bring that up there right at the end. My thoughts on it, Tim's thoughts on it. Smola dropped some knowledge on us a little bit there. Gotta love it.
So what do we... Final thoughts on Oberon?
Mr. Hubby?
Boys, I know this might come as a shock to you considering everything we've talked about and how I feel about the beer, but at the end of the day, I still love it. I love this beer. It's a great beer. Well balanced. It is summer in a bottle, as I stated beforehand. There's literally a sun for the logo. It's warm. It's fuzzy. It makes me feel good. It's just all around, honestly, one of my top. It's probably my top 5 beers all time. Maybe top 3. I don't want to give it an affirmative designated spot because, you know, I'm a beer lover. Okay, I don't like to choose one over the other, but it's one of my favorites. And once again, this batch hits it out of the park.
What's your rating on this one?
Must buy.
Yo,
If you have not had an Oberon,
what are you doing?
figure it out.
What are you doing? Yeah, I'll go ahead and say this is a top. This is my go-to beer, hands down. My go-to beer when it's available. I will take this beer over most beers, 99% of the time. This I will also rate as a must-buy. It is phenomenal. It is everything you want in a summertime, springtime beer. To reiterate what Hubby was saying, and it's just hats off to Bell's. Year in and year out, you guys are killing it.
Killing it.
And year in and year out, I'm buying more Oberon. Like, I've already bought so much Oberon this year. And hasn't gotten old. And to be honest, I think 2020's batch might be the best they've had. I've ever had.
Super good.
It is perfect. This beer is
So smooth.
perfect.
Kyle?
Kyle?
Joy.
Like I said, special place in my heart. This beer is nice fruity up front. It's got I would call it a dry, crisp finish to the end of it. You know, balanced perfectly. It's a must-buy. You have to try this one. This one changed the way I look at beers.
Kyle has spoken.
It's a must-buy, ladies and gentlemen.
For a man that has only been recently introduced to this beer within the past year or two, must buy.
Oh my God.
Perfect. All right, well, you got anything else?
I do not, Timothy.
Kyle, you good?
Thank you, everybody.
All right, folks. Well, that was another fun episode.
Yes!
Let us know what you think about the whole segment idea we've been doing down in the comments.
Yeah, straight up. If you guys got a segment ideas, drop us on it.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
why not?
drop it on us.
We are
Words
taking.
are tough.
We are still taking beer requests. We do have a list that's growing, so don't worry, we'll get to your beer. But
This is a viewer-friendly page. We are very malleable. If you guys want to see something, let us know. Maybe we'll make it happen. We
get it
love the
there.
people.
We'll make it happen.
Hell yeah! All right, folks.
I mean, if it sucks, if it's a bad idea, it's probably not gonna
Oh,
happen. But like, yo, we want to hear your ideas. Okay, so let's see them.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's a wrap on episode 6. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Aye.